All right, everyone, we're going to get this council meeting started. We have a lot of good things to talk about this morning. So, good morning. I will now call the City Council meeting of Tuesday, March 17, 2026 to order. Clerk, please call the roll.
Thank you, Council President. Councilmember Campbell. Councilmember Foster. Here. Councilmember Von Wilper. Council President Pro Tem Lee.
Here.
Councilmember Campillo.
Here.
Councilmember Moreno. Councilmember Elo Rivera. And Council President LaCava.
Present.
Also attending the meeting are Chief Deputy City Attorney Tina Ray, Deputy Director in the IDA's office Jillian Andolina, and myself, your City Clerk, Deanna Fuentes. Thank you, Council President.
All right, thank you, City Clerk. A quorum is now present. We will begin this morning with the land acknowledgement and the Pledge of Allegiance led by Councilmember Whitford.
We respectfully acknowledge that the Kumeyaay Nation are the original inhabitants of the unceded land now known as San Diego. Despite enduring the horrors of genocide and colonization, the Kumeyaay spirit remains unbroken. We honor the resilience of their ancestors who fought to protect their culture and land. Today, they carry their legacy forward, ensuring that their traditions continue to thrive in gratitude and strength. We stand with the Kumeyaay Nation, connected to our past and committed to a thriving future. Please face the flag. Ready, begin.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
City Clerk, please go over how the public can offer their testimony.
Thank you, Council President. I'd like to highlight the slide on the screen that reviews how the public can offer their public testimony during today's meeting. Please note the time allocation for proclamations and consent items for meeting management purposes. The order can be found on the agenda summary found online or at the table in the back of the...
Proceed with public comment.
Thank you. The public comment period for the proclamation items is now...
Proceed with public comment.
Thank you. The public comment period for the proclamation items is now open. Each speaker will have 1 minute per item per person. If you would like to speak on 3 or more items, you will have a maximum of 3 minutes. So now's the time to please submit your speaker slip to the clear box. I do see one in the clear box now, as for the raise your hand icon. The proclamation items being approved are items 30 through 32, S501 and S502. Starting with Jacob Edwards, if you can please come forward. You'll have 1 minute. You're speaking on item 31. After Jacob Edwards, we have allegedly Audra. If you can please come to the yellow reserve seats as well. And then Jaime Raquel, if you can come up to the yellow reserve seats. Jacob, you can come up to the podium.
Good morning. Thank you, City Council, for what you do for the City of San Diego. Is this open discussion or is this on 31?
This is on 31.
Okay, and very important day to recognize. The police department is to serve and protect citizens. My last appearance here, I discussed with you in non-agenda public comment one of the last assassination attempts against me. I've been through an awful lot. They took police 3 days to respond. 3 days. I met them out front, and they gave me this event number. There was nothing but a number and a date on it. I was told, here's your case number, and it's going to be fully investigated. I went to the police department later that day to follow up and get more information. I was told this isn't a case number, sir, this is an event number. We investigated it all.
Item 30. Okay, you'll have 2 minutes, please proceed.
All right, so for this Transgender Day of Visibility, this is probably redefined what a woman is, allowing men to also engage in that. So I find that it's interesting that we can change history in a way like that when there's already days of visibility, transgender, but like all of these days that and allow anybody to basically engage in that time. And I feel like it's disrespectful, and people are trying to erase what a woman is. And so it's like, how can you even be proud of something like that when any of you men up there could claim that you identify as that and then take that day from the women that were born that way? So, when we're trying, and then for and even in the water that you guys want to give us, but if we started thinking about all of these, we ban certain foods or chemicals and things that are in our food, I feel like you guys should be concentrating on that kind of stuff and making sure that we don't have that to consume. Instead, it's a lot about making money. It's whatever, floats the boat of the money machine. And that's what's sad, is that you guys want to perpetrate as though you care about nutrition when, in fact, look at your vending machine. If you did, why would you have all of those things in there? Wouldn't you change what was in there and make sure that everything that is something that is nutritious for the people? I mean, all of these things affect people's brains, and it's like, that's why we have a bunch of zombies that you come and talk to and you can't even, get a reaction except for Stephen Whitburn. When I tell him someone died in his district, he'll laugh at me, so, yeah.
Next is Jaime Rangel on item S501.
Hi, thank you for having me. National Nutrition Month recognizes the important role that nutrition professionals play in improving the health and well-being of our communities. Registered dietitians and dietetic technicians provide evidence-based guidance, education, and programs that help individuals and their families build healthier lives. Organizations like the California Academy of Nutrition and Dietetics, San Diego District support this work by bringing professionals together to advance partnerships and promote healthier communities across San Diego. Thank you for having us.
Thank you. And Christian, you were speaking on item 30.
Good morning, happy St. Patrick's Day. I just want to speak in support of item 30, Trans Day of Visibility. I would like those who are present physically, virtually, and maybe watching this later to know trans people are not just having a moment. This is not a trend, this is not a phase. They are here to stay, they have rights. Everyone has inherent human dignity, and I am here to support them. Thank you.
Thank you. As far as the 5 minute time, we're going to those participating remotely. We currently have 3 speakers in the queue. Please be sure to let me know which item or items you wish to speak to. 8700, if you can please unmute. After that is Francine Maxwell.
Thank you. Joyce and Yada CD 3, 3032, and 501, please.
3 minutes, please proceed.
Thank you. All right. The woman that just spoke, she said extremely beautiful words on 30. She said inherent dignity. Wow, thank you. Inherent dignity. So I wanted to say this. Almost every day I wonder, how did I come into the family, into the state, into my life that it is? And believe me, it's been bumpy. And now 32, which is relates itself to the very stringent parts of it that are offered to them. And I'm just amazed at what comes out of that month. So I celebrate all of the people that honor that, and they're just part of our diverse culture in the world, and we love and celebrate all of us. And the last one, National Nutrition Month, California Academy of Nutrition and Dietetics for your research, advocacy. You help California be the beautiful, healthy state we strive for all of us people. Yes, to discover the power of nutrition. It's going to be a beautiful day. Happy St. Patrick's Day and love to all.
Thank you. Next is Francine Maxwell. If you can please let me know which item or items you wish to speak to.
I am so sorry. I didn't put my numbers. SVPD Nutrition.
You'll have 2 minutes. Please proceed.
Well, Southeastern San Diego. Want to thank and support fully the Nutrition Month, Project New Village, food insecurity. This is an awesome time, and we're looking forward to the next generation. They have already become new growers, and so just the fact that they're going to be exploring the agricultural jobs and things like that is just going to be a wonderful thing. To one of my favorite captains, Jerry Herron. Thank you so much for the years of service. Thank your family for sharing you with us. You were 21st century policing. You can write the book on how to build a bridge between community and the police department. So much you've done to increase relationships, so much you've done behind the scenes, helped countless families that did not go unnoticed, but was never spoken in public. Again, for the nights that you would answer the calls of Southeastern San Diego, for the opportunities that you have shown people to come and get tours of the dispatch so that they could get their minds wrapped around a career and even give them encouragement. You will be missed. Well-deserved rest and celebration. I am in full support of this proclamation. You are a cut from a different cloth and you know it, and just so appreciative of being able to experience the times with you. Have a great time. Thank you so much for allowing me to speak.
Thank you. For the record, that was items S501 and S502. Zoom user, if you can please unmute and let me know which item or items you wish to speak to.
501 and 502. And I'm not talking about, let's make San Diego great again. When I was a kid in the 50s and 60s, San Diego was great. Even Mexico was great. When I was growing up, now they're making them out of steel and putting drugs in them. Let's make Mexico great again, and San Diego too now. We got to clear the board, get some guys that want to start to quit defining the words. It's like, how can they have dignity with transgender? It just doesn't make sense to me. You know, growing up, that was not two words you would speak together. But we all could have some more dignity in our lives. But when we start changing all the definitions of everything, there is no dignity. Anyway, I think they need to get some counseling. They need help, man. They're just hopeless sinners. That's all they are. They need the Lord just like everybody else does, including myself. And just come to Jesus moment. You don't have to cut off your dick or grow a pair of titties. You know, just come on, man. Get out at night and start praying. Get down on your knees and pray. Even the guys who condone that stuff better get down on their knees and pray. Because God might be holding you more accountable, man. You know it's a lie. You know, quit lying to everybody, man. Anyway, have a great day. Thank you.
Our next speaker is Blair Beekman. If you can please unmute and let me know which item or items you wish to speak to.
Blair, before you jump in, please remember that children might be watching this in the language that you use. There's plenty of ways to convey your thoughts and your values, but please remember who might be watching. Thank you.
I'll also just note the 5-minute timer did conclude. Blair Beekman is our final speaker. Blair, please proceed.
Hi, thank you, Blair Beekman. Yeah, I'm all for freedom of speech. A good decorum for public meetings is nice. A language we can all be agreeable to. Feel safe with. Thank you. I wanted to comment that Apartment City 1 and 32, I think they are. The one is the Captain Day. The captain. Okay, great. Thank you. Yeah, 31 is the captain, and we had a good public meeting yesterday on public safety issues, police crime issues. Really nice questions by Councilperson von Looper, by the way. It reminded me that, you know, we can have, if we have good conversations with our police, that's so key right now, especially at this time. To practice de-escalation, have that in check, and that we get that. And Councilperson von Looper tried to ask something of that yesterday, conversations, if we want to have them ourselves. So good luck that we have good dialogue, and it sounds like a really good person is retiring, and it's a sort of level of conversation and good dialogue we need continuously. Good luck to you. Other item, 32, Ramadan month. We're in a new state of war with a conservative state of Israel. They're basically changing the game of how we're going to be talking about the Middle East. this isn't a progressive lives anymore. We're dealing with a very conservative nature. We have to really be patient. Good luck how we can talk about Ramadan. There isn't any Ramadan speakers here so far. Well, you're doing public comment first. I hope there are people from the Islamic faith here. It's like the majority religion in the world. It's a large proportion of the world religion. For them to be here at the
Your
meeting
time
today
has
is important.
concluded. You had only spoken about the 2 items.
Yes, that was the 2 items. Thank you.
Thank you. That does conclude public comment on proclamations.
All right, thank you, City Clerk. We'll now turn it over to my council colleagues for comments and entertain a motion, and we'll start with Councilmember Gila Rivera.
All right, thank you, Council President. I will be speaking about Ramadan month. I will start by saying how much I appreciate everyone who's here from our Muslim community and the deep appreciation and respect that I have from the San Diego Muslim community. How impressive the commitment, not just to faith, but to community and family is during all times of the year, but especially during this month of Ramadan. There's because I think it just like really embodies the spirit of the Muslim community during, again, all times, but especially during Ramadan. I attended the Iftar a few weeks ago, and after dinner, my battery had died in my car, and worth remembering that the folks who were there had been fasting all day, had just broke their fast, a day-long fast. I just think it was moving to me because again, it was such a demonstration of putting faith and into action and demonstrative of everything I think is important to acknowledge and pay respect to and honor. So thank you to everyone from the communities who's here. Very quickly on Transgender Day Visibility, thank you to Councilmember Campbell, Councilmember Whitburn, and Councilmember Von Wolfert for bringing this forward in partnership with the mayor. Transgender people are worthy of dignity and respect and appreciation and care. Just heard loud and clear why it's so important for us to say it and to take action.
We'll go next to Councilmember Campbell.
Thank you so much, Council President.
We'll go next to Councilmember Campbell.
Thank you so much, Council President. First of all, I'd like to second the motion to approve the proclamations. And I would like to thank Captain Hart for all the years of service and wish him a happy retirement. I would like to say happy Ramadan, end of Ramadan. Happy Eid, the end day of Ramadan. I really have great respect for the Muslim religion. I have family members who are Muslim. I have family members who are everything. You name it, we got it all. We're like the rest of the world, you know. We're just completely mixed up with everything. And everybody loves everybody, and that's how it should be. Everyone is their authentic self. And guess what Lady Gaga said? We're born that way. And so that's the way we need to be in order to find our fulfillment and our happiness as human beings. So first of all, I want to speak about National Nutrition Month because I'm a family physician and we know food is medicine, right? All the mothers here know that, all the kids know that. I hope all the dads know that too. It is one of the most basic things to improve a person's life, access to healthy, nutritious food. From newborns to older adults, proper nutrition prevents long-term health conditions like heart disease and diabetes. On a day-to-day basis, it can boost your immune system and keep you healthier. National Nutrition Month is also a good time to recognize organizations that provide nutrition, like Meals on Wheels, some of my favorites, and love to deliver meals with them. I think when I retire, that's going to be one of my things. This allows residents who needed to have a healthy, nutritious meals delivered right to their front door to improve their health and giving them moments of connection with those who volunteered to do the deliveries. There's so many wonderful organizations across our city who provide access to proper nutrition. Another volunteer is on the way pretty soon when she retires. I'd like to speak on transgender. March 31, 2026, Transgender Day of Visibility, and that people are people, and it doesn't matter if you're transgender, you were born that way. And currently the transgender community is being attacked, and we have to stand up for them to be their authentic selves. Today, this city confirms its responsibility to stand in solidarity with our transgender community, to speak out against hate of anyone, and to foster a culture of belonging and respect for all. And as I have said before, and I will always say, I want the transgender community to know that I see you, I hear you, I love you, I respect you. And more importantly, this city council and mayor honors and celebrates all the wonderful contributions you bring to our city of San Diego. Thank you, Council President.
All right, thank you, council member. So we have a motion by council member Gil Rivera and a second by council member Campbell to approve the proclamations. We'll go next to council member Campbell.
Thank you, Council President. Thank you, members of the public, for being here today in chambers. First, I want to start with Captain Jerry Hara. I've said it before, and I'll say it again. Those who risk their lives for others deserve our praise and our salute, and you did that for 33 years. So thank you so much. We're sad to lose such a great leader with so much experience, and quite frankly, one of our most trained sworn officers in the entire department. But congratulations on your retirement, and God bless you and your family. On Transgender Day of Visibility, I want to thank the various organizations that are here today in support of folks who are doing nothing more than just trying to be themselves. Trans Family Support Services, Proyecto Trans Latinas, Transgender Health and Wellness Center, San Diego Pride, Hillcrest Youth Center, San Diego LGBT Community Center, many, many more organizations as well. They don't just help only trans people, they help everyone who walks through their doors with education and food and resources, funding, job support, many other more important. So I want to thank them and wish them strength on Transgender Day. I'm also bringing forth for a constituent for many, many years, Shane Hogg. I'm honored to proclaim April 6, 2026 as Shane Hogg Day. Shane has been driving, been a really important leader through decades in Allied Gardens and in Grantville on the community council. He's brought so many people together, and he makes sure residents have a voice in the decisions that shape their neighborhood, and he has certainly educated me on many things in the neighborhood. Under his leadership, the council strengthened communication and outreach, created more opportunities for engagement, championed projects that make a real difference in the beautification of the neighborhood, tree planting in support of the rehabilitation of Navajo Canyon, and so much more. What stands out to me the most is his dedication. Since before I took office, he has consistently shown up and listened and worked to improve the quality of life for everyone in the Navajo region. As he steps down as chair, we recognize not just his accomplishments, but the lasting impacts of his leadership, and I'm honored to proclaim April 6th in his honor. So Shane, thank you for your service and everything you've done for Allied Gardens and Grantville and all of San Diego. And lastly, for Ramadan, we recognize the holy month of Ramadan. We honor a time of reflection and compassion and community for Muslim families here in San Diego and across the world. Of course, Ramadan is, I did not know, so just imagine how hard it is to do that for a month. And whether it's Persian or Arab or Somali or any other ethnicity, every ethnicity has members of the Muslim faith. The common thread of sacrifice and service during this month is inspiring. And in District 7, I want to highlight the Serra Mesa community, home of the Afghan Community Islamic Center, which serves as a vital gathering place for many local families. During Ramadan, spaces like this become even more meaningful as they bring people together for prayer, reflection, and shared meals. Ramadan reminds us of the importance of empathy, community, and building a more Thank you, Council President.
All right, thank you, Councilmember Gambia. We'll go next to Council.
Thank you to my colleague. I'll start with item 30, which is Transgender Day of Visibility. I'm very proud to join Mayor Todd Gloria and Councilmembers Jennifer Campbell and Stephen Whitford in recognizing Transgender Day of Visibility once again in the city on March 31st. Today we get to celebrate the lives, resilience, achievements of transgender, that they belong in every part of our civic life, whether it's here in the City Hall up to Congress and the United States government. Transgender and non-binary residents contribute every day to our cultural, civic, and economic strength of San Diego's educators, healthcare workers, artists, entrepreneurs, and public servants, including police officers. Transgender Day of Visibility was created in 2009 by activist Rachel people while raising awareness about the discrimination and violence people still face today. The City of San Diego remains committed to policies that promote dignity, safety, and inclusion so that all of us can live authentically and free from fear. I'm grateful for the leadership of our local organizations, including Trans Family Support Services, Trans Latinas, Transgender Health and Wellness Center, including also San Diego Pride, our LGBT center who's here as well, and all the individuals who are affirming that the City of San Diego stands against hate and with community, where everyone is valued. And as Dr. Jen Campbell said, we were all born this way. Thank you to Lady Gaga. Also for Ramadan month and item 32, thank you to my colleagues for bringing forward item 32 today. I also want to take a moment to recognize the beautiful observance of Ramadan. Ramadan is the 9th month of the Islamic lunar calendar and is a sacred time of fasting, prayer, and reflection for Muslims around the world. As this month continues, many have been observing a daily fast. As Councilor Campillo said, it is very hard to do. I too have attempted to fast, and I couldn't even go a half a day without drinking water, so I appreciate the sacrifice it takes. And also, Ramadan emphasizes service to others, including supporting those in need and giving back to the community. It's a time of connection as families and neighbors gather in the evening to break their fast and spend time together. Here in San Diego, we are very fortunate to have a very vibrant Muslim community that contributes in meaningful ways across our city. And I feel that it's more important than ever that we are celebrating Ramadan in this chambers because of the rise in unadulterated bigotry we are seeing in this country against our Muslim brothers and sisters. There are elected officials to the United States Senate and United States House of Representatives, mainly in states in the Deep South, who are making unadulterated, bigoted statements about our Muslim community right now, and it is extremely dangerous. Community, but also for America. Fomenting bigotry and hate can lead to violence that will impact all of our communities, put our public safety responders at risk, and take away our rights to First Amendment expression and freedom of religion. So I'm very proud we are celebrating our diverse cultures here in San Diego, including our beautiful Somali, Afghan, Persian, and all community members today. Finally, with item 31, Captain Jerry Hara, I cannot believe it's time for you to retire. I am very, very proud to join Mayor Todd Gloria in recognizing Captain Jerry Hara and celebrating his outstanding career serving the people of the City of San Diego. I also know we have some incredible 911 dispatchers in the room today, so if our dispatchers could please stand, we'd love to recognize you. Public to go on a tour of our 911 dispatch center, because those are the folks who answer the phone in our most caring moments. And I've seen them have to use multiple computers and phones that are on either sides of their head for the public to call in the victim stories and then dispatch to PD or the ambulance, the information going on. Some of them even have foot pedals in addition to hand controls. It's very impressive. So Captain Hara began his career with the San Diego Police Department as a police cadet and joined as a recruit in the 26th Regional Academy class in 1993 when he was 10. Over more than 3 decades, he built a career defined by leadership, dedication, and service. He has served as in the peer support and wellness teams, supporting his colleagues through the Academy and through his leadership as past president of the National Latino Police Officer Association. Over the years, his service has been recognized Against Community Awards. Captain Hara has mentored more than 1,000 department members, helping guide and prepare the next generation. As Captain Hara retires on April 2nd, more than 30 years of service, mentorship, and dedication to public safety. We are proud to proclaim this day Captain Jerry Hara Day in the City of San Diego. Jerry, come on up if you want to make any more comments.
so much. I apologize. I tweaked my ankle just a couple days ago, so I'd be in uniform, but it's part of getting old. First and foremost, I just want to thank God and Jesus Christ, my Savior, who's gotten me through the 33 years of incredible fun, but also incredible evil or hardship. I want to thank my wife, my family. They're all here, my best friends, my best friend Jeff right there, my brother. This work is hard. There are birthdays that I missed, there's Christmases that I missed, there's 4th of July picnics that I missed, but it was all for a great, great cause. It's to keep San Diego safe. There's a reason why San Diego is one of the largest, safest city in the United States. It's because all those people right there in blue, and the dispatchers right there. In my 33 to 35 years on this department, you guys have one of the best command staffs I have ever seen in 35 years. So even though I'm retiring, I know and I've trained and mentored a lot of chiefs and a lot of captains there. You guys are going to be just fine. My last thing is Dispatcher Week is next month, so please come on by, come and check us out. I know several council members came last year. Thank you for that. They do a harrowing job. You have the second largest
including a talking Wookiee. So thank you again, Captain, for your service, and thank you, Council President.
All right, that's a date. Mark that date in your calendar. Thank you, Councilmember Von Holberg. We'll go next to Councilmember Whitburn.
Thank you, Council President, and congratulations to all of those who are being honored with proclamations today. I'll speak to a few of them. On item 30, I am pleased to join the Mayor and Council Members Campbell and Von Wilpert in bringing forward the proclamation declaring March 31st Transgender Day of Visibility in San Diego. As transgender individuals face growing challenges at the federal level and in some cases here in San Diego, we must stand together and affirm their dignity, acknowledge their experiences, and defend their right to live openly and authentically. I am grateful that this council and our mayor remain committed to speaking out against discrimination and standing in solidarity with our transgender community, whether those challenges arise at the federal level or here at home. Our transgender community is vibrant, resilient, and essential to our city. Over 20 years ago, the city of San Diego added protections for the transgender community to our Human Dignity Ordinance. I think that is a point of pride for our city. And I want to thank some of the many community organizations here in San Diego who work every day to uplift and support our transgender community, including the San Diego LGBT Community Center, Proyecto Trans Latinas, Trans Family Support Services, the Transgender Health and Wellness Center, San Diego Pride, and a number of others. And I would like to invite Kyle, who is the Center's Project Trans Case Manager and Peer Support Advocate, to come up and say.
Hello everyone, thank you for having us here today. Transgender Day Visibility was created in 2009 by activist Rachel Crandall Crocker. She founded this day in response to the lack of LGBTQ+ recognition, specifically for transgender people, and out of the frustration that the only widely known trans-centered observance at the time was Transgender Day Remembrance. She envisioned a day that not only honored those lost to anti-trans violence, but also celebrated the lives, joy, and resilience of transgender people who are here today. Transgender Day Visibility is meant to do exactly that. Its purpose is to promote visibility, empower transgender people, including those who may feel unseen even within their own communities, and including the face of adversity and bigotry. May this day continue to remind us that transgender, non-binary, and gender variant people have always been at the forefront of movements for justice and liberation. May it serve as a reminder that our leadership, our creativity, and our courage continue to shape our future. Thank you to Mayor and Council Members Campbell, Whitburn, and Wall-Whitburn for bringing this forward and recognizing TDOE in the city of San Diego. I hope that everyone in this room continues to show up as comrades to the community and to stay engaged in the movement. Thank you.
Thank you for those beautiful words. And thank you for being here in Council Chambers today. It is an honor and a privilege San Diego community. Thank you again. On item I too want to congratulate Captain Hara on his well-deserved retirement after 33 years of service to our city. Thank you for all those years of helping to keep our community safe and helping San Diegans in their most difficult leadership is one of the reasons that you were recognized with a lifetime membership by the National Latino Police Officers Association, and certainly all would agree that you will be greatly missed on the police force. I also want to thank Council President Pro Tem Lee and Council Members Foster, Campillo, and Hilo Rivera for bringing forward item 32, Ramadan Month. This month serves as an act of worship for millions of Muslims around the world and here in San Diego. Our Muslim community for the many contributions they make to the cultural and civic life of our city. I wish everyone observing a meaningful and peaceful Ramadan Mubarak. Thank you, Council President.
All right, thank you, Councilmember Whitburn. We'll go next to Councilmember Foster.
Yes, thank you, Council President, and just congratulations to all of the proclamation recipients. I do have comments on just a few. I'll start with item 30, Transgender Day of Visibility. Thank you to the Mayor, Councilmember Campbell, Councilmember Whitburn, and Von Wilbert for bringing forward this recognition. Transgender Day of Visibility is an opportunity to recognize the contributions of transgender and non-binary individuals who help strengthen communities across San Diego and beyond. Today also serves as a reminder of the importance of continuing to build a city where every resident is treated with dignity and respect. I join my colleagues in acknowledging Transgender Day of Visibility and the many individuals and organizations who continue working toward a more inclusive San Diego. Moving on to Captain Jerry Hara Day. Congratulations, Captain Hara, for your many years of service to the city of San Diego. Captain Hara dedicated more than 3 decades to public safety, serving in a wide range of roles and helping support both the officers he worked alongside and the communities they served. Throughout his career, he spent time serving neighborhoods across the city, including communities in southeastern San Diego, helping ensure residents felt protected and supported. Captain Hara, enjoy your retirement, and thank you to you and your family for 33 years of service to the people of San Diego. And I'll say you are one of those captains that I made those late phone calls to, 10 p.m. and beyond, and you always took my call and took care of what needed to be taken care of. So thank you for your service and your commitment to Southeastern Division. Also moving on to item 32, Ramadan Month. Today I'm proud to join Council President Pro Tem Kent Lee, Campillo, and Councilmember Hilo Rivera in bringing forward this recognition of Ramadan and acknowledging the many Muslim neighbors observing this month in San Diego. San Diego is a diverse city, and part of our responsibility as a council is to recognize and respect the traditions and cultural practices that are important to the communities we serve. In District 4 and across San Diego, our Muslim neighbors are an important part of the fabric of our neighborhoods, contributing every day as educators, small business owners, healthcare professionals, community leaders, and public servants. Help ensure that the traditions and experience of all and respected in our city. That kind of respect and understanding helps strengthen connections between neighbors and across our city. I'm honored to join my colleagues in recognizing Ramadan Month and extending our well wishes to everyone observing. Lastly, I'd like to make some quick comments on National Nutrition Month. Thank you to Council President LaCava and Councilmember Campbell for bringing forward this recognition and for highlighting the importance of nutrition and public health for residents across San Diego. The food we have access to and the choices available in our neighborhoods play a major role in overall health, well-being, and quality of life. In many areas of our city, including neighborhoods in District 4, access to healthy and affordable food continues to be an important issue, which is why education and advocacy around nutrition are so critical. This conversation is especially important for Black and brown communities that have historically faced barriers to healthy food access and experience higher rates of diet-related health conditions. National Nutrition Month is an opportunity to recognize the professionals, advocates, and organizations working to expand nutrition, education, improve food access, and support healthier futures for families across San Diego. And in closing, I just want to say, Council President, I think we must never lose what makes America great, and that's freedom of speech. We may not be perfect. The city of San Diego may not be perfect. But I do believe if we come from a place of love, we can be the best San Diego that we can be and that we should be. So please just remember that as we continue to move forward. Let's not buy into the rhetoric and the divisiveness that we are currently as neighbors, as community members, as we deal with the federal level. So please remember what makes us great as we communicate, as we deal with one another, and as we love one another. So thank you, Council President.
Thank you, Councilmember Foster. That's worth a round of applause. We'll go down with Council President Pro Tem Lee.
Thank you, Council President. I'll start with item 31 and just congratulate Captain Hara and wish you the best in your next chapter, and especially congratulate your family and hope that means less missed and more. Turning to item 30, I want to thank Mayor Gloria and Councilmembers Campbell, Woodford, and Von Wolford for recognizing Transgender Day of Visibility, a day to celebrate the strength, contributions, and resilience of transgender people in our community. Today's proclamation is also a reminder that visibility alone is not enough. Everyone deserves safety, dignity, and the opportunity to live as their full, authentic selves. And in San Diego, we thrive to be a city where everyone is respected and where no one is left behind. So I'm proud to stand with our transgender community and affirm that they are seen, valued, and belong here. For item 32, I want to thank Councilmembers Foster, Campillo, and Ilo Rivera as we proclaim Ramadan month in the city of San Diego. Observed this year between February 18th and March 20th, Ramadan is a sacred time for more than 20,000 San Diegans and for billions of people around the world. It's a time of reflection, discipline, and generosity. From sunset, breaking that fast for iftar amongst family and community. And it's also a time to practice kindness and to show support for our most vulnerable neighbors. That spirit of compassion and shared responsibility is something that resonates far beyond any one community, and that we can all learn from. Proud to join my colleagues as we recognize this holy month as a key and valued part of San Diego's cultural and civic fabric. Thank you, Council President.
All right, thank you, Council President Pro Tem Lee. I think everyone had a chance to speak. I'll close out by recognizing all the proclamations, the organizations, the individuals, the issues that are highlighted there. Thank you to my council colleagues for bringing these proclamations forward. This is kind of a unique opportunity to share our values as a council and what we believe in. Such beautiful and eloquent words by each of my colleagues. I'll fill in a couple of spaces with that. S501 National Nutrition Month, honored to join Councilmember Campbell proclaiming the month of March to be National Nutrition Month. As costs continue to rise, the reasons to compromise on nutrition goes up as well through organizations like the California Academy of Nutrition and Dietetics. Resources to find professional nutritionists and educational resources are more important than ever, from providing opportunities to increase nutrition policy awareness and helping those who find the right nutritionist. The field of nutrition goes further than just the food we eat. Thank you to everyone who specializes as a nutritionist or dietitian, to the educators and food banks for their work in making healthy food accessible, and to the volunteers, your efforts ensure that everyone is able to receive the resources they need to eat well. A quick shout out to Councilmember Campillo for bringing us 502 Shane Hogg Day. I had only a few opportunities to work with Shane. Always found him to be a scholar and a gentleman, and a very definition of what a community leader is all about. And it always brings me back to the neighborhood I grew up of Allegra. So thank you for recognizing him. On item 31, Jerry Hara Day. Thank you to my colleagues for recognizing Jerry. I'm not going to make you come back up again. Wish you a speedy recovery. Kind of a funny way to go out on retirement, given what you've done over your many, many years in the department. But do also want to recognize that from your time over those many years and many assignments, you have single-handedly prepared a new generation of competent officers and dedicated public servants within the department. As you said, you leave us in very good shape, and we're eternally grateful for that. The work that you've accomplished is nothing short of impressive and commendable. I also, as you mentioned, and as my colleagues mentioned, want to personally thank you for guiding me through the real-time operations of the dispatch center. It was one of the most memorable experiences I've had as a council member, something that I knew the city did but never really experienced firsthand. But to witness the most calm and caring city employees guide people through a call, that atmosphere and the responsiveness is a reflection of your leadership. So thank you for your service. Thank you to your family for sharing with us for the past 30 plus years and everything you've done to make San Diego safer. And with that, motion by Councilmember Elo Rivera and second by Councilmember Campbell to move the proclamations. Clerk, please call the roll.
That's right, everybody, so some please cast your vote. That passes unanimously 8-0 with Councilmember Moreno absent. Thank you, Council President.
All right, thank you, City Clerk, and we will now pause for photos, starting with S501, National Nutrition Month. And then watch for Heidi. Okay, we're going to continue on with the rest of today or this morning's meeting. So I don't want to be in a position of telling a police officer what to do. The dispatcher is kind of sensitive. All right, all seriousness, we will now proceed with the approval of the consent items. But first, I believe staff has a corrective statement for the record for item S504. Oh, there we go.
Good morning, Ryan Barber, Parks and Recreation. On item S504, subsequent to the release of the agenda, the staff report was revised to update the environmental analysis.
Right, thank you for making that statement. So, this is items 10, 50 through 52, 100 through 102, S504, and S507. With that, are there any requests to pull an item by council members? Not seeing any requests. Clerk, please proceed with public comment.
Thank you, Council President. Please note each speaker will have 1 minute per item per person. If you would like to speak on 3 or more items, 100 through 102, S504 through S507. Also, let me note for the record the potential appointments that is on the agenda this morning, the potential reappointment that is on the agenda this morning. Item 101 is the potential reappointment of Michael Zuquet to the one comment on item 50 in opposition via our e-comment form, which has been distributed to the council. Starting with those that have public comment, allegedly Audra, if you can please come forward. You will be speaking on items 50, 51, 52, 100, S501, S506. You'll have 3 minutes. Please proceed.
I would like to mention something about 10 in the minutes as well, if I could. It's on one of the meeting minutes, it was saying I was asking for compassion and for you guys to paint a certain picture about what was said. It seems like I'm not bringing up the egregious deaths and rapes that are taking place. Passion, as Stephen always laughs at that. But for the as-needed dam design service agreements, it seems that our dams have been left to basically fall apart, and it's pretty sad that a lot of the infrastructure that would be used to help us through life and be able to get us water and things like that are intentionally being not kept up with the needed maintenance, and that's what's really sad, because now we're getting sewage back, and that's good for us, right? And then 451 with this software and the conflict of interest codes. It's like, I don't even think you guys are equipped to be able to be determining anything like that when you guys are constantly engaged in conflicts of interest. And it's just interesting to see the things that you guys do. You paint a really nice picture much of the time. But when you really see what's going on, it's sad to see.
President of Friends of Lake Hodges. As the city of San Diego considers its options for replacing Lake Hodges Dam, the Friends of Lake Hodges, along with the RaiseLakeHodges.org and the North County Climate Alliance, as mandated by the state of California. We support a dam of the same height as the current dam, but at least of sufficient height to allow the water from San Diego's largest watershed to be available to the entire region through the operation of the pump storage facility. The $208 million ratepayer investment in the Hodges Pump Storage Facility, our region's largest battery for clean energy, would once again be generating electricity to power 26,000 homes and would provide the ability to move water where it's needed during the drought for the next 100 years. With the pump storage facility in operation, the lake level would not experience the large fluctuations that affect the region's wildlife and overgrowth of vegetation that presents increased fire danger. The lake at this level would allow fishermen to return to the lake using existing boat ramp facilities. Rainwater stored at Lake Hodges is the best source of drinking water for downstream water districts and the lowest cost water available to the region. We ask the City of San Diego, the San Diego County Water Authority, the Rancho Santa Fe and the Rancho San Pedro water districts, and the state and federal agencies to collaborate to build the new Lake Hodges Dam as soon as possible to minimize the risk of catastrophic failure of the aged dam. Every month we wait, construction costs rise, the risk of catastrophic failure increases. On behalf of the thousands who live, work, and play around Lake Hodges, we urge you to act now. Thank you.
Robert Dudley. You have texted to by Stephen Songstead. Please raise your hand. Stephen, thank you so much. You'll have 2 minutes. Speaking on item 50, please proceed.
Good morning, council members. I'm Robert Dudley. I represent the Raise Lake Hodges group, and I'm really in favor of a low-cost plan to prevent, to reduce the prospect of forest fire. You guys have the opportunity here to have seen what happened in LA. We don't want to have a repeat of that. And one of the lowest cost ways to reduce that possibility is to raise the level of the lake. I ask for your support in going to the legislature, to the governor, to support a plan to allow the lake to be raised to ensure that there's adequate water for firefighting and a buffer against fire. This is a common sense solution. It has no cost. But we need your help to recognize that in LA, the reservoirs were left empty. There was not sufficient water pressure to fight the fire. This is a catastrophic condition that we have to deal with. And for 10 years, we won't have anything to prevent fire or to reduce the prospect of fire. We're going to have a fire one way or the other. It's just how serious it is. will end up being. So if these groups can come up with an interim plan to deal with the 10 years of what's happening for the future so that we can reduce the prospect of fire. So I thank you very much.
Thank you. That does conclude public comment here in council chamber. For those participating remotely, we have 6 speakers in the queue with their hands up. Blair Beekman, if you can please unmute, and please let us know which item or items you wish to speak to.
Hi, Blair Beekman. I would like to speak to items 50, 51, 101, and S504.
3 minutes, please proceed.
Thank you. Blair Beekman. I had good conversations with police officers yesterday. It was hopeful. So good luck in our conversations as community at this time. I think it's a hopeful thing. At item 50, award as needed dam design services agreement with HDR Engineering. Thank you that you're talking about dam issues and working on them. It sounds like a really difficult issue to navigate. Keeping the community informed every step of the way. Thank you for those efforts. Good luck in continuing that. For the smart energy water, for the My Water web portal. This is ongoing. It's the council for guest review and further understanding. Thank you for the clarifications. I think it's a nice feature to bring items back continuously to city council agenda items. I'm okay with that. It provides a chance for the public to learn more what your further agreements are about, what you're more talking about. Good luck in how this item done. To San Diego Unified Port District Board of Commission persons. You had a climate action plan annual report last week. I really forgot to mention, I wanted to mention Port District persons. What is their part in this climate and the climate review process that we're going to for San Diego? Can they add anything of value? I think the dialogue you can have with them can be helpful. You know, the projects we can work on. I think there's a new head person that can be interesting from the city of San Diego who might make for good conversation. And that the Port Commission has been working on a more open public process, which I think would be of much interest to things like the Water Board Agency that has been having a difficult time creating a more open public process. They could learn good lessons from what the Port District Commissioners have been trying to learn as public accessibility and engagement. And good luck in that. And I know Councilperson Von Wolfert works on those things. Good luck with can be developed there. And to conclude with S504, Rancho Bernardo Community Park funding, my goodness gracious, you're getting $2.5 million to do the same things in Memorial Park things from the state. Upgrade security and sports lighting. We really have to learn to have more open conversations on the future of biometric technology in our communities. We have to not fear that conversation to be open and not give it dog whistles. We have to be clear. Good luck in those efforts. Thank you.
Thank you. 8700, if you can please unmute. After that is 8813.
Thank you. 50, 51, 100, and 101, please.
Please proceed, 3 minutes.
50, HDR and Stantec. Subcontracts, total of 51. All of them are TBD, to be decided. Transparency, oversight, accountability, and monitoring. 150 million for the 2 agreements, 268 total employees. Underrepresentation, African American, Latino, Asian, and female in 4 categories. Progress is being made. Thank you. 51, smart energy water. I want to suggest something new from my perspective. Contracts, agreements, and so forth. I did it for this company, That is this. To Google the company reviews and rating of the company. Try it. You might be surprised, as I was. Number 100. Yes to initiative to fund, employ, and empower youth workforce. I jumped up and down. Yes to apply for those grant funds. Opportunity that lifts us up. Not only our youth, it lifts up all of us, up and away. Love and blessings to our youth. When I see you at the microphone, dear youth, I'm just blown away by your power, by your empowerment, and what you can do for us now and to create our beautiful future. Keep up the work. 101, big yes to confirming the reappointment of Michael Duquette to the San Diego Unified Court District Board of Commissioners, ending January 2nd of 2031. That's a great date and covers 4 years of excellent service from a high-quality person and commissioner. Thank you, Mr. Duquette, for your beautiful work and for your service to the people of San Diego. Love to all.
Thank you. Next is 8813. If you can please unmute. After that will be Tony. The 5-minute timer has also concluded. There were 6 speakers in the queue. No additional speakers will be taken. Please proceed, 8813. Let me know which item or items you wish to speak to.
Okay, Consuelo here, and this, let's see, this pertains to pretty much all of them.
Please proceed.
Okay, thank you. So, let's see, with this consent calendar item, I wanted to remind the people how government actually works. People continue to come here asking, even begging government to do the right thing. But somewhere along the way, people have forgotten something very important. Government is supposed to answer to the people, not the other way around. And yet, what do we continue to see? More and more homeless families living on the streets, not in homes, not supported, not stabilized, but pushed further into survival. At the same time, we watch government stand here and present solutions, programs, plans, initiatives, to the next, year after year, budget after budget. Meanwhile, people continue to struggle. Government does not resolve problems. Let's be clear with that. It manages them. It sustains them. And in many cases, it expands them. And that brings me to the hardest truth people need to hear. Our local government is not working for the people. They are working for broader agendas, globalist agendas, systems and priorities that do not reflect the immediate needs of San Diego, the city of San Diego, North County, and being right even in front of them. And until people remember that. Pay attention, look at the pattern, see what they do, see what they don't do on purpose, see what they prolong, look at all the conflicts of interest, look at the blame game. It's all a game, that's what it is, a game. Wake up to it. We were never meant to be governed the way. Thank you.
Our next speaker is Tony. After that is Ernie Casco. If you can please unmute. Tony, I can't unmute for you. I'm willing to move on if you cannot. There you go. Please let me know which item or items you wish to speak to.
This would be speaking to the dam project.
Perfect. Item 50. You'll have a minute. Please proceed.
Thank you. I wanted to start this morning by thanking City Council. I know that the job that you have is a tremendously difficult one. They'll just respect you and they're going to find ways to tear you down and say things that aren't always necessarily rooted in the truth, because a lot of things that they place blame upon you for things that happened before your time that you're not necessarily responsible for. And I think that from what I've seen, this has been one of the most progressive So please take the criticisms with a grain of salt.
If you have additional comments, you can definitely email them in to cityclerk@sandiego.gov and they will be distributed. Ernie Casco, if you can please unmute.
Yes, I'd like to speak on items 31 through 102, consent, recommendations, our rights, volunteer, and team management.
31 was the proclamation, so you can spend to 50 to 52. And then what was the other items?
All the items.
Please make sure.
Torrey Pines Sky Report, senior pilot, there are guidelines and laws to protect. City Council has failed rights. The same thing going on at Torrey Pines Sky Report. Your decisions, consequences. It is illegal for anyone, including your city leaseholder, to turn our freedom into a license and fee to use a free public park when city liabilities are already covered by California recreational laws. This is insurance fraud and misappropriation of public funding going into private accounts, which demands a full, transparent city audit that would end the corruption going on at the Glider Port and other areas in the city. We have a letter of support from the La Jolla Town Council, La Jolla Shores Association, to permanently reconvene the Torrey Pines Glider Port Advisory Board. But the Torrey Pines Glider Port Advisory Board historically allowed the commercialization and privatization of our park to continue. It is irresponsible for City Council to put the Glider Port in the hands of a business that knowingly exploits our constitutional recreational rights and freedoms. It is a City Council job to stop the crime first and then address the victims who have been damaged by discrimination, assault, battery, and false reports and arrest. The San Diego recreational waiver stops that crime illegally, secures city liabilities, isolates safety concerns, and restores recreational rights and freedoms back to what it originally was. The San Diego recreational waiver stops the illegal collection of public funds going into private accounts by separating the business from normal, free public access, yet allows the business to stay paying their own bills, operating like every other business in public parks and lands. This breaks the corruption. This breaks the corruption going on at the Glider Port management. Where are the police reports that provide justice for the victims and witnesses who have been damaged? There are common laws to protect the public. How? And lands. You need to set a precedence on how that happens. This is a win for City Council liabilities using common contract laws that legally restores our recreational rights and freedoms for years to come. It is the best decision that City Council and you can make, Joe LaCava. Thank you.
Next is Kathleen Lippett. After that is Judy Strang, and then 7499.
Thank you for letting me speak to item 50. If ever there were an opportunity for the city warned 4 years ago that if the dam was postponing and redirecting funds to other projects reserved for addressing dam safety, clean source of water for a system that will require hundreds of gallons for we are told that those chemicals will be removed. But I don't know if that's possible. It is far better to look at a potential source that has been used. It just needs to be protected. And postponing required maintenance is not in your best interest and is certainly not in the public's. So I hope that you will look at this and do something that is in the best interest of the public. Thank you.
Thank you. Next is Judy Strang. After that is 7499. Judy Strang, please unmute. I can't unmute for you. I will need to move on. There you go. Can you tell me what item or items you wish to speak to?
Yes, I wanted to speak to 50 and 100.
You'll have 2 minutes, please proceed.
You bet. Thank you for the opportunity to call from my workplace, and I'm sorry to while I was getting connected. I'm very excited to speak to item 50, the dam. We're excited by any sorts of repairs that are happening there. I'd love to have I tried to read the staff report and understand it, but I came away a little confused. It is, after all, a 10-year grant programs that you've so aggressively put in place to help them. The age of 16 to 30 is a critical age in the life of a young person. I tell you that it is an age that is just inundated with bad influences about choice making. And as a public health advocate, I have to realize the role that the normalization of high-potency cannabis products has done to this age group in affecting their ability to be successful at school. And these tutorship opportunities and internship opportunities are going to be provided if we receive this money. Let's look at the source of the problems our children have, as well as try to fund solutions. Thank you.
Thank you. Our final speaker is 7499. Please unmute and let me know which item or items you wish to speak to.
Item 51.
Please proceed. You have 1 minute.
Bob Kaczynski here. I've been writing software since the 1970s, back when we were using punch cards. I appreciate the reduction of this item from $16.3 million down to $5.5 million. But that's still far too much for any, quote, software as a service, end quote, contract in the era of widely available free software, free and open source software. The people creating these agreements and contracts do not negotiate as if they were spending their own personal money as they should. Send this item back for further negotiation. Also, I endorse the comments of the earlier caller who asserted that this current does not answer to the people. Thank you.
Thank you. That concludes.
With that, we will go to my colleagues for any questions and comments, and we'll entertain a motion. We'll start with Councilmember Campillo.
Thank you, Council President. I'll move approval of the consent agenda. Briefly, just call the public's attention to item 51, where we're reducing the term amount of the contract from $16.3 million to $5.5 million. I appreciate staff's work on helping us with the smart energy water software there. So that's we get some things done, we save some money around here. And on item number 101, the reappointment to the San Diego Unified Court District Board of Commissioners, I want to thank Mr. Michael Zucchet for his service, a little bit more than 2 terms, coming on a 3rd term here. I just do want to say this weekend I had relatives from Iowa visiting San Diego. We went on a boat tour of the harbor and the port. They were commenting on how much fun they were having, and I said all the credit goes to Sid Barakara, who's sitting right next to you, Mr. Zucchet. So, keep following his lead. I appreciate you very much. Quite frankly, folks from all over the world come to our port for tourism, for food, for art, and the experience of San Diego is a cornerstone of our local economy, and Mr. Zucchet is one of the reasons it is doing so successfully. So thank you very much for your service. And with that, I will conclude my motion, Council President.
All right, thank you. So we do have a motion by Councilmember Campillo to move the consent items. We'll go next to Councilmember Woodford.
Thank you, Council President. I will second the motion. On item 100, this item accepts state funding for the city's internship program. Ensuring that interns are paid is essential to removing barriers to interns. Board of Commissioners, Mr. Zucchet currently serves as Vice Chair of the Board of Port Commissioners. During public comment, Mr. Beekman asked about the port's role in addressing climate change. Well, I have good news. Vice Chair Zucchet has been instrumental in the development and success of the Maritime Clean Air Strategy and the electrification of port operations, which have been recognized globally, as well as many other initiatives. His contributions have helped to grow the blue economy in San Diego and create many good-paying jobs. In fact, he was a renewable energy economist in the Department of Energy back in the day. So for all of us who are concerned about climate change, we are fortunate to have Vice Chair Zucchet representing our city on the Board of Port Commissioners. And Mr. Barakara is with us in chambers as well. We're fortunate to have Commissioner Barakara and Commissioner Moore also representing our city of San Diego. Thank you, Council President.
All right, thank you, sir. So we have a motion by Councilmember Campillo and a second by Councilmember Whitburn to move the consent items. We'll go next.
Also on item 101, the reappointment of Mike Zucchett to District 2, yay! Where he served on did many things, including serving on the Public Safety Committee, Natural Resources, and Land Use Committees. Prior to being a council member, Commissioner Zucchett was the Director of Government Affairs with the San Diego Firefighters Union, Local 145, and did all those other things my other colleagues have mentioned as well. It's amazing in his young life. Given his dedication to serving the community, I support the reappointment of Michael Zucchett to the San Diego Board of Commissioners and appreciate his willingness to continue to serve our wonderful board. And thank you, Commissioner Member Baraka, for being here, escorting him at this important moment. Thank you very much, Council President.
All right, thank you, Councilmember Campbell. We'll go next to Councilmember Elo Rivera.
Thank you, Council President. Just a couple of quick comments. First, want to say thank you to Mr. Zucchett for your interest and commitment to continue to serve and represent San Diego. The work that you've done to make sure that the port and good partner to the communities around the port is extremely meaningful. That have been made around clean energy, super important. Port is oftentimes, I think, we talk about being leaders at a national. I'll be honest, I think there's a lot of hyperbole. Actually not the case at the port. I think it's not hyperbole. There are advances being made and actions have been taken that really are groundbreaking. And I know that you played an important role in that. I know that's why Sid came here to support you and keep an eye on you. But just thank you again for your willingness to step up and continue to serve in that role. I also wanted to say how glad I am to see item 100 in front of us. The Employment Power Program is one of the best things the state has done over the last several years, and I'm very glad that San Diego has leaned into it. From Roberto, who is now leading our community empowerment efforts, to Diana, who's behind me, and Noah. These are folks who came through the Employment Power Program and now work as staff and in leadership positions in our office. V and Ivy, who are behind me as current interns in our cohort, along with Ava, Izzy, Owen, and Summer. They're doing incredible work. They're learning about government. They're contributing to their community, and the state's investment in our young people is a great short-term and long-term investment. So very, very glad to see us accepting these additional grant funds and want to see this program not only continue, but continue to grow in the years ahead, because really the city wins, our offices win, the residents win, and obviously there's benefits for the young folks who are here as well. So I want to say thank you to our Employment Power cohort, and I'm very supportive of continuing to see this program thrive in the city. Thank you, Council President.
We'll go next to Councilmember Vaughn.
Thank you. I will just add on item 101. Mike Zucchett, we're very excited to reappoint you to the port. You've done an excellent job. My colleagues have already talked about all the wonderful things you've done for the community, but I'll also add all the wonderful things you do for our city. Leading MEA as the leadership has been incredible. We've had some hard years. We have a hard budget year now, and so thank you for standing up to be the voice of our workers, who we depend on every day to literally even open this building and make sure it's functioning, which is a tall order these days. So I appreciate you very much. And Sid Baraka, always good to see you too. Thank you for the excellent work you're doing as well. And my continued request to both of you is to help us as a city and a port and a region really make the convention center everything that it can be, and helping to turn our new win of the Measure C money into a long-term infrastructure investment for our convention center, to modernize it, to expand it, to keep Comic-Con in San Diego, so that everyone can come see the brand new Seaport Village when it is finally ready. So thank you for your work. I appreciate you very much. And item 50, thank you to everyone who came in to speak about Lake Hodges Dam. I've grown up watching this dam, unfortunately, start to crumble. And Lake Hodges is now the worst rated dam in the entire state of California, which says quite a bit. I too would love to see a new dam constructed and the water level raised, because we're seeing increased risk with fire when the water goes down and the brush explodes. Luckily this year, Assemblymember Darshan Patel worked with our office to secure over $1 million to do brush management in this area. And our fire department has been great about making sure we are controlling brush. But what happens next year? And since the County Water Authority has decided that they no longer want to participate in building a new dam, which they are contractually obligated to pay for half of the cost of Lake Hodges, that would leave the city on the hook to fund an entire construction of a new dam, which I know is not necessarily possible. So I tell all of my neighbors and community members who have actually been through fires before. The Witch Creek Fire came through this area, and many of them saw their homes burned to the foundations. So this is not a theoretical fear for them. This is a fear they have experienced in the past. To keep advocating, and also advocate with the County Water Authority, because they are another government entity that's going to control the fate of this dam. So thank you for investing in our dams, and let's make sure that we start the initial focus with this money coming in on solutions for Lake Hodges, because it is the one that needs the most care. So I'll support the consent agenda.
All right, thank you, Councilmember Von Holst. President Pro Tem Lee.
Thank you, Council President. I'd like to speak to item 100, and just been glad to see that these state funds come to the city to support our Employ and Empower Youth Workforce Program, which is, as Councilmember Rivera said, an incredibly important program that I had the opportunity to observe its impact firsthand. Including our current interns in our office, we've had the privilege of working with more than 20 interns through this program over the course of the last 3 years. Some of them have gone on to become full-time staff, while others have moved on to positions in various elected offices and agencies at the local and state level. During their time with us, they've joined their local planning groups, shown up in protests, researched policy initiatives, painted murals in our communities, and tracked data patterns that impact our constituents. Several have also continued on to law school or other graduate programs. Whether they choose to stay in government or pursue other paths, they have all made valuable contributions to our work while gaining a deeper appreciation for public service. It's been a truly rewarding experience for me and our team to see them grow and explore their interests during their time with our office. And I'm glad to know that we will continue to be able to provide this valuable experience to future students. I'll also give a shout out to Kimberly Hing and Jacob Barnage, who are working in our office right now and probably tuning into this meeting. For item 101, I will take a moment to thank Commissioner Zuchet for his willingness to continue serving. I'll admit I asked Commissioner Barakara for some bullet points of what to share, and to that he said, only say nice things as long as you have them to say. Okay, well, with that, thank you. I think everyone's already repeated quite a bit of our gratitude for your willingness to serve. I think most folks in the public forget and don't recognize that serving as commissioner for the port is not a light task. It is just in many of the policy areas that we deal with here on this council, and fellow commissioners that represent the city. We're all very grateful that you dedicate your time and energy to practically volunteer in that capacity to better our port and all the properties along the coast that we value in our region. So thank you, Commissioner, for your service. Thank you, Council President.
Council Member Foster.
Yes, thank you, Council President. Just some quick comments. Would like to thank Commissioner Zuchet for his willingness to continue to serve. It is greatly appreciated. And just really want to thank the Port Commissioners for all the good work that you are doing and continuing to ensure that we are a top destination location. A lot of transformative work is happening along our shoreline there, and you guys are leading the way and leading that charge. So just want to thank you for all of those efforts. With that, I will be supporting the consent agenda. Madam Clerk, I would like to register a no vote for item 50.
All right, thank you, Councilmember Foster. Not seeing anybody else in the lights. I think everybody spoke. I'll add a couple of thoughts on my own. I want to build on the comments of my colleague, Councilmember Von Wolfert, item 50. There was some concern about that one being on consent. Actually, item 50, that's the contract with consultants for dam improvements. So the item in front of us is the mandatory second reading to make sure that we got the ordinance just right, and that's why it's on consent. And on item 51, just a friendly reminder, this is the contract for the My Water portal. That is a contract authority, not necessarily how much will be spent on that particular item. Item S505, this is the resolution authorizing the marketing agreement between the City of San Diego and Hyundai Motor America. Thank you to Sarah Brenna from Economic Development for negotiating this deal. Was a rather extraordinary improvement over previous deals in the same space. Our lifeguards deserve the best, and this agreement delivers that. So thank you, Sarah, for that good work. And I suspect Chief Garland has a hand in there as well. So I'll wrap up. The many accolades, I think it's getting embarrassing how many of us are talking about item 101, Mr. Zuquette. As everybody has said, your accomplishments are certainly numerous and impressive. I too laud your commitment to environmental advances, including electrification of our marine terminals, positive results for the port cities, the City of San Diego, and our impacted communities. And I want to recognize, we're not here to save the planet. We're here to save ourselves and our way of life and where we work and where we play. And Mr. Zuquette, your efforts are geared 100% to that, to minimize the impact to those waterfront communities, to make sure that we have a strong and vibrant working waterfront. And you find that balance, and the things you've done. And as once somebody asked about what role you have, the port has, you're leading the damn way. And the city here is trying to catch up with the good work that you're doing every day. For those who missed the three commissioners talking about the work at the port, I urge you to go back and watch that presentation for the city council. So I look forward to your continued efforts, sir. Cutting edge, first in the nation environmental advances. Thank you for your willingness to continue to serve. And I know you've been itching in that seat to perhaps come up and say a few words to wrap it all up.
Gosh, thank you, Council President, members of the City Council. I'm only grateful and happy to have the opportunity to serve. Thank you very much. I so appreciate your support and your partnership and your faith, and I work as hard as I can to reward that faith and how we serve. So appreciate your comments today. I am definitely humbled, and I do find them a little embarrassing, in part because we have such a great team at the port. As many of you mentioned, we've got Commissioner Sid Rock right here, who's not only here as a colleague, but as a friend. I think he was going to hold my hand if anybody said anything mean about me. He's such an incredible and just absolutely decent human being, and it's such a pleasure to be his friend and serve with him, and also Commissioner Moore and Commissioner Castellanos before them. So thank you very much for those efforts. To your point, Councilmember Lee, also wanted to thank my wife and family and my day job bosses at San Diego Municipal Employees Association, who allowed me the time to engage in this service, which is only an honor, and I'm super grateful for it. So thank you all very much, and thank you, Council President,
motion by Councilmember Cambio and a second by Councilmember Whitburn. Clerk, please call the roll.
Outside the voting system, please cast your vote. Thank you, Council President.
All right, thank you, City Clerk. With that, let's move quickly. It's turning out to be a long morning. We have both non-agenda public comment as well as a presentation under the Housing Authority. But first, are there any comments by the Mayor's Office, City Attorney, relating to the appeal process for environmental determinations? I may have been a little bit too generous in my words. Of all the things that we do, someone should not take that as consulting advice, but I'm certainly happy to have a conversation with anybody who's considering to appeal an environmental determination, and always stand ready to work with my colleagues or operations side if we can improve how our municipal code is written and give good direction for both applicants and appellants. Seeing no one else, we will now adjourn as the City Council to convene the special house. Start with the approval of the Housing Authority minutes of both January 13, 2026 and the special session on January 26, 2026. Clerk, please proceed with public comment.
Thank you. The public comment period for the Housing Authority minutes is now open. Please note each speaker will have 1 minute per item per person. The minutes being approved are for the meeting of Tuesday, January 13th, 2026 regular, and Monday, January 26th, 2026 special. Allegedly, Audra, if you can please come forward. You'll have 2 minutes. Please proceed.
Surprised, I thought I was gonna get 1 minute, lucky you guys. It's interesting that sometimes you guys will write what is said in public comment, like in the meeting, and sometimes you don't. And I'm wondering, when you don't, why is that? Is because you don't want the people to know what was said? You know, or you wind up spinning it into a certain way, or taking away words or adding some, so it seems like what is being said is not as intense or whatever. And it's like, I think it is very important that when you are taking somebody's words and spinning it like that, that changes exactly what was said. And I'm curious to know what's going to be written in the minutes when the 2 men, Paul and I believe Derek it was, that came, right? Yeah. And those men are still suffering, and nobody wants to go and talk to the people with lived the minutes are written. And then, because anytime you guys write things about what I'm saying, it changes what it says, and it doesn't show that there are extremely egregious. I have people coming to me on a daily basis, either they're ex-employees, people that live there. They're not doing anything about it. It continues to happen, and we're going to have to pay for litigation because of it.
Marvin, if you can please unmute.
I will be speaking to non-agenda public comment.
We'll come back to you during that time. Blair Beekman, please let me know which minutes you're speaking to.
Both minutes.
Please proceed.
Hi, thank you. I won't need the full 2 minutes, but I just wanted to quickly offer, from both meeting minutes of January, I felt that the important theme and conversation and dialogue was how the Housing Authority people can have good, clear conversations with the new federal not reject, good thinking and good attempts at dialogue that we're trying to create here at the local level towards our housing policies. They're making really honest and decent attempts towards negotiating and good dialogue here at the local level of the Housing Authority to the federal level. Just an overall good that we can continue those good efforts and that a place of good conversation can be taking place for all of us. Thank you.
I can unmute for you, there you go.
Excuse me, Controller, are we on non-agenda?
No, this is the minutes, the non-agenda will be later, I can come back to you then.
Oh, no, okay, so is this the housing authority thing?
Housing Authority minutes.
Oh, the housing authority minutes, okay, got it. Yeah, I have something for that. Just 1 second, please. We got 1 minute or 2 minutes?
It's 1 minute per the minutes, there's 2 minutes on the,
2 minutes.
please proceed.
Oh, gosh.
Agency member questions and comments or motions to get things started, I'll go ahead and move. All right, thank you, City Clerk. With that, Clerk, please introduce Housing Authority, item 1.
Housing Authority item 1 is an informational item, HA1, informational report from the Housing Authority. Item HA1, informational report from the Housing Authority Executive Director. To the front of the room in the clear box. To the front of the room in the clear box.
Thank you.
Good morning, Council President Kala.
There we go. There we go. That's better. Good morning, Council President McCall and council members. That's better. Good morning, Council President McCall and council members. I'm Lisa Jones. Changes that occurred recently to the Housing Commission and our staff. Last month, we to reduce our workforce. And the tough reality is that this was necessary. It was necessary for us to remain a reliable source of assistance in the coming years to the tens of thousands of families in our programs, and also our remaining staff who serve those families in our community every day. As I've shared over the past several months, SDHC, like many other public housing authorities and many other public sector agencies across the country, is experiencing financial challenges like we have not seen as an agency in the past. Much of this is due to shifts in federal government priorities in the past year and budget uncertainty at the federal, state, and local levels. Nothing that's not a surprise to, I know, the council and the city too. Additionally, like many other organizations, our costs are rising and the need for our services continues to grow, but our financial resources are fixed or in some cases declining. Our goals are to ensure our rental housing voucher programs, our homelessness programs and services, and our affordable housing units remain available for the individuals and families currently in those programs who need them. We have taken a variety of steps in recent months to contain costs in this environment. These include eliminating performance incentives and cost of living adjustments for senior leadership last year, having to make changes to the family contribution amount in the voucher program, and rent adjustments in our affordable housing programs, and having to reduce or end some of our ancillary services and activities. Our strategic plan contains many more initiatives that we are currently working on to both reduce costs and to increase revenue. But the unfortunate reality is, even with all of those efforts, we have also needed to reduce our workforce. This means that we made the tough decision to eliminate 33 occupied staff positions and will not be filling 25 positions that were vacant, which is a reduction of about 14%. About 60% of the eliminated positions were supervisory level positions or above, and as I've shared in brief, staff who occupied those eliminated positions were notified, as I said, on February 27th, and they were provided 2 weeks paid leave. We know this is a difficult time for each of them. We know this is a difficult time for the staff that remains as well. There's a lot to process. But we do care about those staff, and we are offering a variety of assistance to help them through this transition. While I will not go into detail, I can let you know that we have also offered severance commensurate to their service time to each laid off employee, and modest extension of health benefits in addition to what the state provides. We also are providing them with access to support and resources to assist them with their career transition. These include job coaching sessions, meetings with a workforce development specialist and a recruiter, and access to job resources, with SDHC covering the cost of these services. We're also continuing to make our employee assistance program available to our staff who were laid off. Last month, we met with the California Association of Housing Authorities,
state officials, and San Diego's legislative delegation in Sacramento. We discussed relevant state legislation around housing, the latest from HUD and federal administration, as well as the latest innovations around the state, and we advocated for continued stable funding from the state for homelessness programs and for affordable housing development. And this month, we are engaging in Washington, D.C. with federal officials as well as the National Association of Housing and Redevelopment officials. These opportunities are really important for us to make sure that state and federal lawmakers in particular know what funding and policies we and other housing authorities need to continue to support our communities, and that they understand the true impact inadequate funding has on our agency's stability and the families we serve, as well as our staff. We also continue to deliver our core services. This includes supporting development of additional new affordable rental homes, such as the Skyline development. Skyline celebrated its grand opening on March 5th for families with very low income. It's important to remember this is new housing stock, so we are adding to our housing supply, which is so critical with both. At the Metro, we call it the Transit Systems Rancho Bernardo Transit Station. And a special thank you to Councilmember Whitburn as the chair of the MTS Housing for just under 3 weeks now. I have had the privilege of knowing Jeff as a boss, a mentor, a colleague, and as a friend. And I've deeply appreciated his leadership, perspective, and support, especially during his tenure as interim president and CEO, and throughout the transition to my role as CEO, where he has been invaluable support. His insight and expertise have been invaluable to clients, peers, staff at every level of the organization over his long tenure. We will miss Jeff, and we wish him all the best in his next adventure. And as Jeff prepares to depart, it is my true pleasure to share with you that Azucena Valladolid, as COO, Azucena will ensure ongoing effective operations across the agency, as well as fiscal stability and operational compliance for all our core functions. Azucena will also oversee the Rental Assistance and Workforce Development Division, Information Technology and Property Management and Asset Management Department. In addition to my duties as CEO, I will continue to oversee the Policy, Homelessness Innovations, and Community Initiatives Divisions, and will take on oversight of our Real Estate, Finance, and Development Division and Communications Department. After Jeff's departure, Azucena will also oversee the Financial Services and Human Resources Departments. This is not a new position that's being created for Azucena. This is not backfilling her previous position, so she remains essentially the same role. The title change, and we're also not backfilling Jeff's position. So this is a consolidation across those positions. Azucena excelled for many years as our Executive Vice President of Rental Assistance and Workforce Development, and has been a key leader in our executive team. Taking on her new COO role is a natural transition for both her talent and her expertise. And I am very much looking forward to the leadership and insight and innovation Azucena will provide as our COO. That concludes my report this morning. Thank you.
All right, thank you for your work and difficult decisions and presentation this morning.
Council President, we have allegedly Audra here. If you can please come up. After that, we have Aaron Walnut. If you can please come to the yellow reserve seats, and then Dave Langston. If you can also come up to the yellow reserve seats. We do have quite a number of speakers, so it is 1 minute. Please proceed.
I guess when you say F you to the federal government, they're going to say F you too, and it's sad that these people had to get laid off because of your choices. I don't know that this program has ever been succeeding. As we can see, homelessness rises, people are not being had, nobody can afford anything, especially rent. So when you sit here and you're saying you have affordable housing, that's a lie. It's a complete bullshit. That's funny, right? Yeah, you're so funny sitting in your suit, right? Mm-hmm. You're not one on the street having to beg and plead just to get help, are you? So it's just sad.
To the council, please.
Yes, well, and it's like, I mean, seriously, how are you going to put these people in danger of needing the assistance from this program? Because you're like, we got help for you. You don't, because you're not even gonna be able to put them in, or you will, just like you take illegal immigrants and you put them directly into housing. When people that have lived here and waited for decades should have gotten it. So it's your choices that have led to this, and you just waste our money.
Erin, if you could please come forward, and if the following individuals could please raise their hand. Armando Castañeda, please raise your hand. Barista, thank you. Pearl Martinez. Irma Shoot. Jeanette Flores. Mandy Stevens. Yasmin Cantora. And Catherine Cusack. You'll have 9 minutes, please proceed.
People standing behind me are the people that serve our community of San Diego, from the rental assistance department, real estate department, and the homeless division. Also, we have people online as well that couldn't be here present, and also people that couldn't be present in the meeting because their work doesn't stop. My name is Aaron Wamuth. I'm a proud SEIU member. I'm serving as the chapter president for over a year and a steward for the last 4 years. I also have been employee of the Housing Commission for the last 5 years in the homelessness division. San Diego Housing Commission is facing a financial crisis and has proposed cuts on employees' compensations, cost of living, flex credit, and performance incentives, totaling about $4.5 million in saving next fiscal year. During this process, the Housing Commission has respectfully provided information and flexible release time, allowing space for collaboration. And a special thanks to Lisette Vargas for taking the time for collaborating, scheduling, and communicating. We really appreciate it. However, despite the collaboration, we have not reached an agreement. There is also concern about the president being set to reopen the MOU yearly and doing more with less consistently. After multiple attempts to develop a proposal that support represented, non-represented, and management staff, the Housing Commission has made it clear that we must focus on represented employees only. Represented staff does pay the dues, and they make these agreements possible. If you review the material that I was able to provide at the bottom of the chart, I don't know if you guys have it, if you don't, it kind of breaks down our proposal. You'll see our proposal still generates significant savings for the agency. We understand that sacrifices are necessary, which is why SEIU has proposed freezing the performance incentive and annual proposal, saving approximately $2.15 million. However, we are not willing to sacrifice cost of living and flex credit increases up to 20% more in flex credits than many frontline workers. That's the chart in the middle, giving the breakdown of all the flex credits. The total contractual COLA under our proposal, COLA would preserve for represented staff. This proposal will cost $661,659 instead of the $2.4 million. We've also 3% increase for on-site workers who are paid less. This cost will be about $127,450, which is less than the $179,040 spent on car allowance for executives. We also suggested multiple zero-cost benefits that could relieve the reduction in pay for workers. Although our proposal saves approximately $3.75 million, $3.75 million, yet the Housing Commission has maintained its position that a full $4.5 million must come from these cuts. We strongly believe it is not the responsibility of the frontline workers to address the Housing Commission's projected $23.5 million deficit by the end of next fiscal year. Recently, the Housing Commission has applicants Success Program. So the question is, how can 5 workers provide the level of person-centered service our community deserves? We are being asked to do more, not with less, but with significantly less. Working collaboratively with the Housing Commission leadership to find solutions that are equitable, sustainable, and truly centered on the people we serve and the people that do the work. I thank you for all your time.
Thank you, that does. Do we have Dave Langston as well?
Hey, good afternoon. I'm Dave Langston from SIU 221. Aaron said most of it, so I just want to amplify it. Our president, Crystal Irving, is traveling, but just want to emphasize, in addition to the employees that you've heard from here, our 14,000 members in the region and the communities we work with stand behind these workers, stand behind the important services that they do. And again, want to acknowledge Lisa and the team working collaboratively with us in a very difficult circumstances by all accounts. But as you've heard here, we think there's more work to do that's honoring the work of our frontline employees and getting to an agreement that continues the important work in a difficult environment. And one more piece that I want to share for historical reasons. There are a number of folks that were in those 33 layoffs that are frontline workers that don't happen to be represented by SEIU. So we can kind of get you that data and they have it as well. So again, there's sort of management, and of course we don't celebrate any layoff, but the importance of kind of preserving the frontline workers in terms of the staffing and in terms of the benefits. Thank you.
5 minutes. 700, if you can please unmute. Star 6, still have a minute. There you go.
Thank you so much. Sorry about that. Joint City out of CDC. Hey, I just threw out my comments. And I'm going to say this, 1 minute. First of all, I didn't throw out this one. I am over the moon thrilled by the change in title for Azufina to COO. Congratulations. She's a phenomenal human being and leader, and I'm just thrilled for her and for all of us in San Diego. Okay, what's happening here is perfect because it's an example of uncertain times. We have to follow this. This is what's going to happen. This is what is happening. Let's not make it be just person-centered. It has to be family-centered. We have to have that. The family has to come to the kitchen, sit around the table, and try to figure this out together. I don't know what's going to be the resolution.
Your time has concluded, sorry. 8813, and then after that is Blair Beekman. 8813, please unmute.
Okay, I'm slow here. Isn't it something that with all these agencies under the government umbrella, we still have people living in their cars and on the streets with all the funding, all the programs, you're even losing your own staff. I mean, I don't mean to laugh, but damn. That just adds to my point. So if the system isn't stable enough to retain the people working inside it, how is it supposed to stabilize the people it's meant to help? What we're seeing isn't solutions, more management of crisis that never seems to end. Meaningless reports while real people are outside trying to survive. So again, with all these resources, all the purple shirts, why are people still on the street? And how is this system expected to work when even your own staff can't be kept? Oh my God, so backwards, so burdened, wake up.
Your time has concluded. Next is Blair Beekman. You can please unmute. After that is Robin.
Hi, thank you. Blair Beekman. Important lessons I've learned from public comment. Good luck that we can continue to really work towards truly affordable housing. I think it's possible, and we just have to be really adamant and hopeful and knowing that it's a good thing and want to work towards it. Good luck on those efforts. Really sad. Thank you from the clarifications from McCullough. He wants to talk more about upper echelon people cut from city government, middle management. This is middle management being cut, so good luck that this can work, and I'm sorry it's happened.
Did you call Robin Davidoff?
Yes, please.
Davidoff, I'm Sierra Club Sales Society Chair. There are 51 days from the start of the 2026 line.
Robin,
Yes.
this is actually Housing Authority. We haven't started non-agenda public comment yet.
Got it. Thank you.
We'll come back to you. 7499, if you can please unmute.
Bob Kaczynski here. Whenever I hear about issues affecting this city due to shortages of just a few $1 million here or there, that the Torrey Pines Glider Port has been documented as bringing in approximately $1.4 million every year from over a decade ago through this very day. And virtually none of that money is going to this city, even though the business could not exist without using the city's land. So when people hear our speeches about the mismanagement of the Torrey Pines Glider Port, remember that this kind of mismanagement affects everyone in this city. It's all connected. Thank you.
Thank you. And Francine Maxwell is our final speaker. Please unmute.
Thank you. Francine Maxwell, Southeastern San Diego. I was unable to speak earlier in the week when you had the Jeff Davis Day. We are at a joyful time for Jeff Davis to go away. He was approving illegal rent increases under the law. Section 8 landlords were not complying with the rent increases law, and he was consistently approving. So when everyone sits on the diocese and continues to give each other kudos and pats on the back, lawsuits under Jeff Davis, none of those were in the proclamation that was stated. We have to call out what was done. Everything is not cookie cutter. Everything was not roses with him. And we look forward to working with the new COO and making sure things are done in decency and order. Thank you so much for allowing me to speak.
Thank you. That concludes public comment. Read your line.
All right, thank you, City Clerk. As a reminder, this is an informational item and no motion is required, but we'll turn it over to agency member for questions and comments. We'll start with Council Member Hilo Rivera.
Thank you, Council President. Thank you, Lisa, as always, for the update. Definitely appreciate the update. The transparency on the difficult decisions that you and your leadership team have done. Correct. I just think that that's important to know. So that's the facts. And it is also true that we would be in a better position on a regular basis, coming to the Housing Commission, and that's all done in service of protecting the immediate and long. I do want to say how important I think the Commission to continue to work with our frontline workers to make sure that they know that the solutions that they're being offered are given serious consideration, as well as any concerns that they raise about the impacts of proposals that they receive. That on-the-ground frontline experience also brings with it expertise and an intimate understanding of what decisions will mean both for the services that are delivered and in the lives of workers, and that's super important, needs to stay front and center. So I know we've had that conversation before. I know you've made significant efforts to make sure that the line of communication is open with our frontline workers, and I strongly encourage for that effort to be maintained. It's just, again, critically important both for the lives of our workers and for our ability to deliver services. These folks know what impacts will be felt when changes are made. Thank you, Council President. Oh, Lisa, if you'd like to respond.
Thank you, Councilmember. And I hear your comments, and I also just want to acknowledge the staff and SEIU that are here today. And thank you, Erin, for making the time I feel like we are working collaboratively, and we may not be where we need to be yet, and we can't say much because we're in negotiations, but I respect and appreciate how we're working together, and the desire of both you and many other staff in SEIU to show up today. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Councilmember Yoder Rivera. We'll go next to Councilmember Whipper.
Thank you, Council President, and thank you, Ms. Jones, for this update. Appreciate the latest on the Housing Commission's financial challenges and the steps that you've been taking to address them. You have shared with me how difficult this has been, and I appreciate the SEIU members who work at the Housing Commission who joined us to share how these challenges are impacting you and your colleagues. I'm glad to hear that there is collaboration and that there is dialogue in trying to figure out a fair agreement for FY27. And while no represented employees lost their jobs last month, I appreciate you making the point that the loss of frontline workers, represented or not, impacts other workers who are represented. And lastly, I just want to thank you for the work that you do. As the representative for District 3, a lot of the people who you help are here in my district, housed or unhoused. It is hard work, but know that it is very much appreciated. So thank you, and thank you, Council President.
Thank you, Councilmember Whipper. We'll go next to Councilmember Campbell.
Lisa, thank you for your report. These are tough times. The amount of people who will be made homeless if the federal government continues to not send us what we're supposed to have.
And so based on our current estimates, we are supporting about 1,700 more families on our program today than we are actually receiving funding for. That's based on our funding estimates right now. From the emergency housing voucher standpoint, those vouchers, we have about 390 families in that program still. That funding also is anticipated to end around October. So that's separate from the 1,700 households that we're supporting today that we're not getting support.
So that's families. I'm trying to add this real quick. That's 2,090, almost 2,100 households. How many people would that generally be?
On average, our household size is around just under 3 person per household, so you can almost triple that as a broad estimate. So
Okay,
about
so it's almost
over 6,000.
6,000 people, 6,270 people or thereabouts. And actually, homelessness has been decreasing in the city in the past year, maybe even year and a half. And a great deal of the housing of those who are unable to afford housing otherwise has been due to the Housing Commission, who amazingly have housed so many of you and your staff and your frontline workers, being willing to squeeze those pennies and do as much as you can to help our fellow citizens to be housed. And I hope that it continue to help people who need our help. A lot of these are working people who are still able to work a large amount of money, and then a lot of these people are disabled and absolutely cannot work. So have to have some help. And that's okay. That's what we're made for. That's why we're here, is to help each other. So I thank you very much for everything that you do, and I pray every day that the federal government will change its mind and try to help people who need help. And I feel like I should share. I remember the first time we talked about what was coming. It was actually on Zoom. We had a Zoom meeting, and when it was over, I turned off the computer and cried. It's just heartless. And I feel so bad for the people. So, we're going to stand up and do the best we can and help out. And again, that's what I say, that's why God made us, so we'll do our best. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Councilmember Campbell. Not seeing anybody else in the lights, I'll just kind of wrap up. Thank you, Lisa, for you, your entire team. I know how personally you take this and how committed you are to the mission of the Housing Commission. And those were very difficult decisions going forward. And to the good folks from the SEIU that do the work every day, and despite incredible odds against the work that you do, you show up to work every day and continue your efforts to try to bring some relief and some hope to folks that are on either just hopeless or on the verge of hopelessness. And you remain undaunted. Well, I just can't even begin to imagine what the daily work life is like for you and what you do. You know, nobody is celebrating. You might recognize tiny victories that motivate everyone, but there's so much work to do and it's so challenging. And yet year after year, neither the city nor the state nor the federal government has ever committed to sustained funding to do this work. And funding that has been provided is not nearly enough to meet the challenge in front of you all on the front lines, the executive team, and the Housing Commission. And actually, you know, my hope is not even, it is so low right now in terms with the federal government that they don't actually move forward with some of the changes that they've been talking about, because I just can't even imagine what that would do and undermine that good work. Thank you for the cobbling together you're able to do to provide truly affordable housing. Affordable door behind them every night. It's not nearly enough, but we're grateful for the ones that are produced. We appreciate the MTS, your work, to provide new land for that to happen going forward, and all the other, the occasional grants that we get at the state level that make new projects like that possible. So, I wish you all the best, and keep fighting the good fight, and let us know how we can be an asset. Nevertheless, thank you for taking the time to come down and telling your story. Thank you, Lisa, for your willingness to come out and do your monthly updates here. So with that, again, this was an information item and no motions required. We will now adjourn the special meeting of the Housing Authority and reconvene as the City Council. And we will now take up non-agenda public comment. Council members respect and appreciate the public's input and are fully committed to protecting every participant's free speech rights at council and committee meetings. And with that, clerk, please proceed with public comment.
Thank you. Taking now agenda public comment from those that have not participated recently, starting with Javier Santizo. If you can please come forward, you will have 2 minutes. After that, we have Stephen Prescott, Anthony Ralphs, allegedly Audra, and Jacob Edwards. Then we'll be moving on to those just paying remotely. Please proceed.
Buenas tardes, Presidente de la Cámara, council members. Thank you all for the service that you guys provide for our neighbors, our constituents. My name is Javier Santizo. I'm a representative with the Western States Regional Council of Carpenters. It's good to be home. I've been on an odyssey for the past 3 years. And today I bring to our community the awareness of tax fraud and the negative impact that it brings to our communities. Tax fraud is not a victimless crime. And although it is good to be home, I didn't expect for things to be like this in my hometown. But nonetheless, things happen. But when we talk about funding, those unaccounted for. And those are dollars that pertain to our communities, our children's officers that were here this morning, our fire departments. There's a lot more that we could do. And to be honest and just blunt, you guys know that the Carpenters Union Local 619 has always stayed vigilant. We live by our seal. We are the police in our industry, in our construction sites, and we are ready to put boot to rear end for these criminal contractors, because it is that build our skylines have to endure tax fraud, that our communities suffer because there is criminal contractors that feel policy. And so there's things that we could do collaboratively. And with that, I just want to say
Thank you for that contributing comment. Stephen Crespo?
Thank you very much. Stephen Prescott, city resident. Really appreciate all the service and the good work you do. And really appreciate everybody here and the comments. This is what makes democracy great. A lot of pain between city governments, state governments, federal governments. Everybody's out of money. Just wanted to offer some ideas, being an entrepreneur in the city and a person, a San Diego State graduate with an econ degree. We have America's finest city here. That's what we talk about. And when you travel around the country, everybody agrees. You go to Oklahoma, you go to the Midwest, everybody agrees. We still have, even though the city's making great strides in downtown San Diego, we still have a lot of problems in downtown. It's still considered gritty for various reasons. And one of the things, if we can become America's cleanest city and advertise that, we can do that through other programs that might be more citizen-led. To make us America's cleanest city. And we start advertising that, all of a sudden we're going to get people coming back to downtown. All of a sudden we're going to get more tourists in downtown staying at the hotels. Council President Joe LaCava said we'd like to be an asset. We do have assets in the city. We have wonderful assets to redevelop that. Also, we have parking situations. Parking has been tried and tested over at Balboa Park with mixed results. However, other municipalities have implemented parking.
Thank you for that contributing comment. Anthony Rose?
Good morning, Council. How are you doing today? I just wanted to share some things from Plato's Republic. It's the dialogue that Socrates is having with Glaucon. And the reason why I wanted to share it is because, backtracking a little bit, it was a class that I took last semester. I'm a student, and it was a philosophy of justice class. And yesterday when we had a meeting about the presentation that was given by SDPD, there was so much in policing, and the attitude in policing goes to apprehending criminals and goes to the physical aspect, and there is not enough regard to the components that are intellectual, that are have to deal with knowledge, and that have to deal with sociology, that have to deal with psychology. I Googled yesterday what the requirements are to join the SDPD, and I learned that one is not required to have more than a high school diploma or a GED. I did see that there are positions that are offered in leadership if one has a degree in sociology and psychology. And I do think that that's something that we really need to emphasize with our police force, is a more comprehensive training. I'm concerned that a lot of the training that is given to the police force goes towards funding for SWAT vehicles, more armament, more weapons, and that's not what is necessarily needed when we go into communities that are struggling just to put food on the table. They don't need, like I think it was Maxine Walters who said in public comment yesterday, she said we need more women on the force, we need more people of color on the force. Because that enables people in these communities of color, people in these underrepresented communities to feel like they have a connection to the people that are coming into their communities for whatever reason or for whatever purpose. And I don't know, I only have 15 seconds left, so I guess I'll have to save the reading for another time, but to be continued, I guess, and thank you for your time.
Thank you, Allegedly Andre. After that will be Jacob Edwards.
The devil's always in the details, socialist Sean. I'm not talking about just HUD. You wanted to, brush things under the rug, but let's be real here. Most, right? That means all. Yeah, exactly. It is interesting, speaking about the devil and, say, the synagogue of Satan, that has. Is it anti-Semitic to say that pedophilia is children. Is that anti-Semitism? I'm wondering if saying that Jewish Family Services traffic children, men and women, across our border and lost a bunch of children, right? Is that? I'm wondering if, talking about Israel being created by the Rothschilds in 1948, and it being the synagogue of Satan, I'm wondering if that is. Is it anti-Semitic to talk about the Talmud and how it talks about having sex with children? Or that rabbis like to copulate boys who have been circumcised. Is that anti-Semitic? I'm wondering when we're going to actually address the things.
Because this is not a general public comment. Anti-Semitism is on the afternoon.
Synagogue of Satan.
I know, but you're
Yes.
talking about anti-Semitism.
Yeah, but that involves the synagogue of Satan.
Okay, I'm fine, but you can speak this afternoon during
I will, but
that
it's
item.
like
Okay.
non-agenda.
Talk about non-agenda things that are not on today's
Synagogue of
agenda.
Satan, correct. Yes.
You're talking about anti-Semitism, you've said it
I'm
several
talking
times.
about the synagogue of Satan.
Okay, finish your comments.
Thank you. Oh my gosh, can I have my mic back?
Okay, so it's interesting that people will care about certain things like that, but we allow children to be abused like this and everybody wants to brush it under the rug. San Diego has a huge problem with pedophilia. And why is it that you want to silence me on that? That's very interesting because you want to pretend that it's like because we have another item about that. No, you just don't want to hear the truth about what's being done to children that you guys all support. What happened to the children that were at the convention center? Okay, you guys know they were trafficked. Even people that were working there know that. It is very disturbing to see the way you guys do things. That was in the details.
Jacob Edwards.
I got to say, last speaker, wow. Let me start by saying, thank you for the kind work you do for the city of San Diego. And so thank you, Councilman, for your recognition of the divisiveness federal activity is called. I've shared with the city council events on the East Coast that there's some things that have seriously affected our country. Money, very concerning. How they're running grant money through mayor's offices in ways that are hijacking cities. I how they're using homeless people with promises of housing, jobs, to be put up to do concerning things. The condition I discussed what I went through. City was very real.
Thank you for that concluding comment. That's conclude your time. We have 5 minutes on the timer for those participating remotely. We currently have 8 speakers in the queue. Kathleen Lippett, if you can please raise your hand. After that is Robin.
Thank you. City Council Campillo commented on tourists. Tourists come from all over the world to the city of San Diego, and they are a critical source of city revenues. But a drive from Mission Valley to the airport or the seat of our own city government along main streets of downtown would be a source of shame. The homeless sleeping and wandering aimlessly in need of mental health services, billboards that telegraph the city's tolerance and acceptance of marijuana promotions, roadsides and empty lots littered with trash, buildings adjoining them becoming canvases for graffiti and gang slogans. These are red flags that the city's policies are worsening, not ameliorating the problems that plague our city. It's a waste of human potential to see these people that otherwise might be doing well and and it shows a lack of concern and commitment to a city standard that should recognize clean streets are essential for public health, environmental protection, and community pride. They prevent clogged storm drains, reduce maintenance costs, and otherwise unnecessarily flooded-related repairs. And it shows a lack of gratitude and appreciation for once a beautiful city with a standard that reflected a commitment to the health and well-being of its residents and the land that it occupies. It hardly makes sense for the city to blame the federal government for failing to provide the funds necessary to address the increasing number of homeless in need of mental health services and drug treatment when the city flaunted that standard that recognized potential public harm that would come for the drug industry after tobacco and alcohol. You need to recognize your own what.
Robin is Ernie Casco.
Hello, I'm Robin Davidoff, Sierra Club Seal Society Chair. There are 51 days from the start of the 2026 sea lion pupping season at Point La Jolla and La Jolla Cove. Our mission is zero sea lion pup deaths caused by unsafe human-wildlife encounters at the Cove. La Jolla Cove was just ranked #1 beach in the United States by TripAdvisor, with over 50% of the votes mentioning the sea lions. This creates a love-it-to-death scenario. Increased tourism is bringing unprecedented management challenges to keep people and wildlife apart. We presented our concerns to the California Coastal Commission every month over the past year, and their members have been overwhelmingly supportive of our proposed solutions. Emphasized that city rangers must. Commissioner Jackson called the use of signs, cones, and tape to separate people from wildlife common sense. While rangers' presence at the Cove has increased and making announcements, it's not quite enough to handle the upcoming summer crowds. To protect both the public and the wildlife, we are asking the City Council to authorize the following Commissioner-approved actions through the modification of the long-term management plan. Assign rangers to manage crowds on the beach with A-frame signs on the beach to serve as a viewing guideline to stay behind. Place cones and tape to create temporary buffers around sea lion pups and injured animals. And this is done in LA County and Del Mar and other places along the coast. Temporarily close the gate on the western stairs when sea lions are resting on them, and public access would remain open on the eastern stairs. And install signage with pictures with a 20-foot distance from the sea lions. We have 51 days to ensure that the 2026 season is a success for San Diego and its wildlife. Thank you.
Next is Ernie Casco, if you can please unmute. After that is Becky Rapp.
Thank you. Ernie Casco, La Jolla resident, senior pilot, Torrey Pines Glider Port. I reported serious allegations going on at the glider port to STPD, the Real Estate Assets Department, and directly to your office, Joe LaCava. Where are the police reports, Council? That stop this injustice immediately. I am completely under threat of violence. How dangerous is your leaseholder? This is a workplace assault or hate crime that needs to stop. No citizen should have their life threatened or die over the commercialization of a park. It's time to stop the crime with the permanent reinstatement of Torrey Pines Glider Port Advisory Board and an immediate halt and implementation of the San Diego recreational waiver. It's time to do your job. Address the victims and witnesses who have been damaged by a negligent glider port operation. It's a win for city council liabilities, restores our badly needed responsible city park management, Joe. Stop the crime at Torrey Pines Glider Port.
Good afternoon. My name is Becky Rapp. Regarding intoxicating hemp products and flavored vapes that continue to be sold in our city. Recently, Assembly Bill 8 went into effect, a law that closes a dangerous loophole preventing intoxicating hemp-derived products such as Delta 8 and other synthetic THC products from being sold in our city. These products are untested, mislabeled, and easily accessible to youth in smoke shops, convenience stores, and vape retailers. Despite the law, we continue to see these products lacking. Last week in Oceanside, authorities seized over 100 pounds of these illegal products. This multi-agency effort involved the Drug Enforcement Administration, and it highlights the scale of the problem and the level of these same types of products. Many retailers continue to ignore the law. Passing AB 8 was an important step, but without enforcement, it's just words on paper. I urge this council to act by confiscating illegal products, issuing fines, and collecting on those fines. For repeat offenders, license suspension or revocation would also send a strong message that San Diego will not tolerate illegal sales. This is a public health, a public safety issue, and it requires immediate attention. Please prioritize enforcement and uphold the law. Thank you.
After that is 8700.
Okay, for the vote here, so I just want to say how fooled you on the dais have the people, Campbell. The ones barely paying attention, the union slaves that lick the boots of government, they've been so programmed, they can't think outside the box. Hell, they don't even know there's a freaking box. People have become so addicted to trauma, so desensitized to suffering. As mentioned before, this local government does not work for the people. It does not truly care about resolving issues because that's not the job. There's no profit in solving problems. There's no expansion of control and empowered, self-sufficient. What do we see? A system designed to keep people believing in it, believing in the illusion that they cannot manage themselves. They need permission. They need oversight. They need government to survive. And over time, that conditioning has worked to the point where human beings have actually forgotten how to feed themselves, how to plant, grow, and harvest real food, completely disconnected from their own ability to live, to sustain, to thrive, entirely dependent. And that dependence is not on accident. It's not by accident. It's by design. So yes, I look forward to the day people wake up to the fraud, the waste, and the absolute abuse coming from this local government, because it's a matter of time.
8700, star 6 to unmute.
And it's working with my phone right. Again, I threw out my comments. The third. At the top of my list because you belong there. You said, once again, I come from a place of love. And you're also the chair of our Budget and Government Efficiency Committee. Thank you for that. Where are we going to need you this cycle? And so I'm going to try my best to overlay. I come from a place of love. Each time I speak, and each time I find myself judging others, I do. So, I'll just say this, tomorrow's rules, and I was going to continue my second half of my comments today on the pension item from the UT article. I'll start that tomorrow probably, because I don't feel comfortable addressing it right now. I'm going to certainly have to use love when I speak of what I'm going to speak with on the pension item. So it's not perfect. we're struggling together. We have to be one family, not just one person centered, but one family centered. That's the way we're gonna make San Diego great. Thanks for listening. I love all.
Please unmute. After that is Blair Beekman, and then 7499. Please proceed.
Thanks for taking my calls, Hector. Hey, I want to talk about the city making some long-term money over Mission Bay this morning. And I went around Deanza Cove, and the Deanza old trailer park is still empty. Right on the water there, it's a piece of vacant land. It's been vacant for like 10 or 15 years, just kind of sitting there. And look at the palm trees, they're like 60 feet high. The Hilton could build a nice resort right there. The city could lease it to them for 50 years, 40 years, let them build it, or another group. We gotta get going on that. It's supposed to be long-term revenue for all the city. Now, when you go across from there to the golf course, the city had a restaurant there for a long time, and it had been vacant for like 15 years. Nobody could buy a burger in there. And now we're just gonna open up one just this next month. A new brewery's opening up at a city-owned place. They leased it out to the brewery. But it took this thing 15 years to build it. It's only, we don't wanna build nothing. We wanna lease the property and collect the payments. And then, I think that would be like what we did on the golf course. That was a total waste of us building it. Now we leased it, but for $1 million or something. But we gotta look for sources of revenue other than charging us parking. And no parking at the beach. Don't even put it on the agenda. That's like an abomination. So have a good day, man. Okay, bye.
Next speaker is Blair Beekman. If you can please unmute. After that is 7499. And then our final speaker.
Hi, thank you, Blair Beekman. To better clarify my comments from consent, I'm better understanding for the Rancho Bernardo Park issues, it's asking for grant funding money, $2.5 million. It's a grant fund ask. I'm sorry, that clarification can help. Thank you for the words of Joyce. And at Vision Zero item yesterday we had, I spoke that we need to be learning the importance of what the individual can understand to build the future of how to understand speed limit designs and stuff to reduce speeds. And it's from that individual effort comes the connection, and that we are doing a good thing. And the work with tech accountability, I think, can really lend itself to options people have, that they can have a voice in the process, and that we can be doing this together. And I think those things are so important that, we don't feel like totally helpless as a community. We don't have any choices. And working Vision Zero like that, that the community has choices to work together, to build a better community. It's learning how we do that together. Good luck in those efforts. With that said, Tony offered public comment today. Thank you. I think the future of, we can be addressing FLOC still, possibly. I've described Oakland has made compromised ways to, in the next 2 years, slowly leave FLOC. And in that time, look for a new vendor. We can be doing that same sort of work in San Diego and working towards best principles in this time of war. And that's a new concept we're all learning to better do. It's a fragile time. Good luck. We can still talk about peace and openness.
Your time has concluded. 749 and then 7234 is after that. 7499.
Bob Kazuski here. Yesterday I showed you that enthusiastically tells her husband being a hang glider pilot and that she was interested in the issue of the Torrey Pines glider port. Unfortunately, we also watched Sherry Lightner shut her down saying, quote, "Now what kind of backroom corruption is that?" What did Sherry Lightner's office say to Lori Zapp's office that shut Lori Zapp down for 8 years? In her entire 8 years on the city council, Lori Zapp never mentioned the glider port again, not once. Lori Zapp refused all meetings by those of us trying to reform the glider port, again, for all of her 8 years. What is going on in this city that an enthusiastic young councilwoman is shut down on the one issue where she is more of an expert than practice shows his disrespect for the United States by admitting that the presidential picture was removed under his council presidency. However, Councilmember Enos Rivera's disrespect for our country does not disrespect. Joe LaCava, partisanship, and
Our final speaker is 7-2. You should unmute.
Can you hear me?
Yes, please proceed.
Hi, good afternoon, City Council, and happy St. Patrick's Day. My name is Terry Ann Skelly. I'm a parent and public health educator and a city planning group member. The overall conclusion that tobacco takes a higher toll on less advantaged people is not new, but needs to be carefully regarded when policies regarding smoking and vaping are considered. Here in San Diego, Stan Glantz, faculty member at the University of California, San Francisco School of Medicine in the Division of Cardiology, stated, and I quote, "It is important to recognize the growing number of cannabis in undermining tobacco control and contributing to health disparities, especially given the prevalence of tobacco and cannabis co-use in youth and young adults, and the social, economic, and health disparities associated with chronic or death time for our city to consider an emergency ban of marijuana and tobacco smoking and vaping spaces." Thank you for hearing my concerns this afternoon.
Thank you. That concludes our agenda for public comment for today's meeting.
All right, thank you, City Clerk. And, with that, we will now adjourn for the noon recess and convene open session at 2 p.m. or shortly thereafter.